Connecting the Jamaican diaspora abroad and at home. Both sides of a story. Both sides of the story, highlighting the positive role of the Jamaican diaspora. Both sides of a story.
Time now for both sides of the story on Power 106 FM. We will not take sides, but we listen to your side. Join us as we explore the issues, present the facts, speak with the experts, and as always, listen to both sides. What's your story? Tell us on both sides of the story. 922-4112, 922-4113, 922-4114, and 922-4115. You can listen to both sides of the story on the Gleaner's website, www.go-jamaica.com, on your mobile phones at tunein.com or nobex.com, or by dialing 832-551-5045 or 213-493-0133 in the USA. If you're in the UK, you can dial 020-3519-0145, and in Germany, 051-180-904044. Our email address is bothsides106@live.com, and you can join us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, or link us up on Skype. We look forward to receiving your instant messages on MSN or Yahoo, and your text messages on 365-3346. Remember, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we can listen twice as much as we speak. So stay with us as we listen to both sides of the story.
Both sides of the story.
Babylon system.
Both sides of a story. Both sides of a story. Both sides of a story. Knowledge is power. Class is in session. Power 106.
God give us men. A time like this demands strong minds, great hearts, true faith, and ready hands. Men whom the lust of office does not kill. Men whom the spoils of office cannot buy. Men who possess opinions and a will. Men who have honor. Men who will not lie. Men who can stand before a demagogue and damn his treacherous flatteries without winking. Tall men, sun-crowned, who live above the fog, in public duty and in private thinking. For while the rabble, with their thumb-worn creeds, their large professions, and their little deeds, mingle in selfish strife, lo, freedom weeps. Wrong rules the land, and waiting justice sleeps.
be what you wanted us to be. We are what we are. That's the way it's going to be. If you don't know, you can't educate us for no equal opportunity. Talking about my freedom, people freedom and liberty. Yeah, we've been starting on the wine press much too long. Rebel, rebel. Yes, we've been trotting on the wine press much too long. Rebel, rebel. Babylon system is the vampire. Sucking the children day by day. Yeah, they said the Babylon system is the vampire. Falling empire. Sucking the blood of the sufferer. Yeah. Building church and university. Oh yeah. Deceiving the people continually. Yeah. They said graduate thieves and murderers. Look out now. They're sucking the blood of the sufferers. Yeah. Tell the children the truth. Tell the children the truth. Tell the children the truth right now. Come on in. Tell the children the truth. 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 Come on and tell the children the truth. Cause we've been trying on your wine press much too long. And we've been taken for granted much too long. Rebel, rebel. Tried it on your wine press. We've been trying on the wine press much too long. Yeah. From the very low, of the Father's name, it's trampled on.
It's the International Decade of Healthy Aging, the International Decade of Ecosystem Restoration, the International Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development, the Decade of Action for Road Safety, and the UN International Decade of Indigenous Languages. It's the 24th day of the 5th month of 2023, the International Year of Millets, those cereals grown in warm countries and regions with poor soils, bearing a large crop of small seeds which are chiefly used to make flour. 2023 is also the International Year of Dialogue as a guarantee of peace. The American Hospital Association and affiliated American health organizations are marking May as Mental Health Awareness Month, Stroke Awareness Month, Arthritis Awareness Month, Better Hearing and Speech Month, Cystic Fibrosis Awareness Month, Global Employee Health and Fitness Month, Healthy Vision Month, Hepatitis Awareness Month, Melanoma Skin Cancer Detection and Prevention Month, Asthma and Allergy Awareness Month, Celiac Disease Awareness Month, High Blood Pressure Education Month, Osteoporosis Awareness and Prevention Month, Physical Fitness and Sports Month, Teen Pregnancy Prevention Month, and Older Americans Month. Here in Jamaica, May is still being observed as National Exporters Month, Child Month, Lupus Awareness Month, Education Month, and Workers Month. Today, the Battle of Pichincha is being remembered in Ecuador. It's Bermuda Day in Bermuda. Hello to our friends and family in Bermuda. Lovely place. Commonwealth Day in Belize, Day of Slavonic Script or Education Day in Bulgaria, Liberation Day in Eritrea, and Saints Cyrillus and Methodius Day in Macedonia. Oh, and let's not forget, it's World Schizophrenia Day. That's our understanding of the pronunciation. Having checked with the Oxford, we have a tendency to say schizophrenia. But let's just double check to see if it's pronounced both ways. But last time we checked some long time ago, the pronunciation was schizophrenia. And that is spelled Schizophrenia. And here is confirmation. Schizophrenia. There you go. Schizophrenia. That's the correct pronunciation, not schizophrenia. Schizophrenia. So it's World Schizophrenia Day. OIS. 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 Miércoles, isn't it? Let's double check. The holiday threw us out. Yes, it is correct. Hoy es miércoles el 24 de mayo 2023 y les saludamos en cualquier parte del mundo que nos están escuchando en este momento. Estamos muy agradecidos por el don de la vida y el privilegio de servirles en otra edición de su programa, Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia. Nunca vamos a tomar su audiencia por sentado, porque sabemos que ustedes tienen otras opciones. Y esta es la razón por la cual jamás olvidamos darle las gracias por elegir Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia, de lunes a viernes desde las 2 hasta las 5 de la tarde, aquí en Power 106 FM. La misión continua para educar, capacitar, iluminar y estimular el espíritu empresarial. Bienvenidos.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:15.
Welcome to the new dimension in eye care, the Optical Zone, offering exceptionally comfortable eyewear. We fill prescriptions and do eye examinations. This complete optical store is conveniently located at Shop 14, York Plaza, Halfway Tree. Telephone 929-8656. The Optical Zone, providing vision for life. Join the Kingston and St. Andrew Association of Grand Societies in association with the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries and the Rural Agricultural Development Authority RADA for AgriFest 2023, Saturday, May 27. Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries Playfield in Hope Gardens. Come see agricultural, industrial, and culinary displays and much more. Admission adults $1,000, children $500. Gate prize weekend for two at Sanders Resort. That's AgriFest 2023, Saturday, May 27. Ministry of Agriculture in Hope Gardens. See you there. Dr. Jackie Campbell is on call this and every Wednesday evening at 8 with Powering Your Health. Powering Your Health is Power 106 FM's flagship program dedicated to health and wellness, your one-stop place to power a healthy lifestyle. How can we help you to power your health? You can reach the show anytime by calling 876-922-41125 or by sending a text or WhatsApp message to 876-279-8598. Brought to you by Benson Pharmacy and Wellington Dental. That's Powering Your Health. Powerful health and wellness discussion and interaction. This and every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Only on Power 106 FM.
Load up the sufferer. Leaders in church and university. Oh, yeah. This evening. In the blood of the sufferers. Yeah. Tell the children the truth. Tell the children.
C'est mercredi le 24 mai 2023 et nous vous saluons tous qui nous écoutez où que vous soyez dans le monde. Nous sommes reconnaissants du don de la vie ainsi que du privilège d'être à votre service par une nouvelle édition de votre programme Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre. Nous ne considérons pas votre fidélité comme l'un de soi parce que nous savons que vous avez l'embarras du choix. C'est pourquoi nous n'oublions jamais de vous remercier de choisir d'écouter Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre, du lundi au vendredi de 2h à 5h de l'après-midi sur notre antenne Power 106 FM. Nous continuons notre mission d'éduquer, d'habiliter, d'éclairer et d'encourager l'esprit d'entreprise. Bienvenue. All we're saying is it's Wednesday, the 24th of May, 2023, and we greet you well, wherever in the world you are listening to us right now. We remain eternally grateful for the gift of life and the privilege to serve you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story. We don't ever take your listenership for granted because we know you have choices. And that's why we never, ever forget to remember to say thanks for choosing to listen to Both Sides of the Story, Monday to Friday, 2 to 5, right here on Power 106 FM. The mission continues to educate, empower, enlighten, and encourage entrepreneurship. Welcome. Good afternoon to those of you listening to us on 106.1, 106.3, 106.5, 106.7, and 106.9. From Morant Point to Negril Point, from the Goat Islands to Galena Point, this is Power 106 FM, serving Jamaica and the diaspora. Hello to those tuned in via the Power 106 FM app, which you have downloaded from the App Store or the Google Play Store, depending on the nature of your device. Downloading is free, listening is free, whenever, wherever. We want to acknowledge those who have dialed a designated number to listen to Power 106 FM from the United States or the United Kingdom. Those in the US who wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM can call 631 359 8281. 631 359 8281. If you're in the United Kingdom and you wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM, you can call 0330 606 0953. 0330 606 0953. We're streaming live video on the Dervan Malcolm Facebook page. If you're not there yet, log on to Facebook. In the search box atop the page, type DERVANMALCOLM, and you too will be able to not just hear, but see what's happening in the studios of Power 106 FM. If you don't have a Facebook page, no sweat, there's always YouTube. All you need is a smartphone, a tablet computer, laptop, desktop, any one of those. Then you need internet connection, but even more so, internet connectivity. One sure way to check for connectivity is by opening a browser, like Google Chrome, for example. If you can browse, then more power to you. If it's not happening, then you need a little help, and that shouldn't take too long, depending on the nature of the circumstances. So thank you very much for tuning in. It's a pleasure. Hello to Ricardo in Glengoff, St. Catherine, who's always thanking God for life and shouting out to all the listeners from across the world. Thank you, Ricardo. Audrey Smith in Southampton in England says, afternoon, Dervan and listeners everywhere. Tuning in from Southampton. I always look forward to listening to your program when I can. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Audrey Smith in Southampton in England. Bishop Douglas Gooden. Oh, goodness gracious me. It's been a while since we blessed eyes on you. He says, blessings, my beloved brother Dervan. Rain here in Kissimmee, Orlando. That's in Florida, of course. Bishop Gooden, thank you very much for checking in. It's a pleasure to have you online. Thanks for making it both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. Michael, otherwise known as CC, and Mike, and we could go on, somewhere in Belle Plaine, Clarendon, saying CC, simply that, CC. All right. Let's see who else is messaging us. Let's go up the line here. Let's go up the line. Donna Bell, good afternoon to you. Add an E to B-E-L-L, and you know what that means in French. It means beautiful. Beautiful Donna Bell. Bishop Douglas Gooden says, he has shared with us. But Bishop, we have your number, unless your number changed. We do have your number. Let's just confirm that. Let's confirm that right now. I'm seeing multiple numbers here. Let's see. Yeah, we have that number, Bishop. But thanks for sharing anyway. Thank you. Is that a cue for us to call? And let's see. Let's see who else is hitting us up online. Jeannie Chambers, good afternoon to you. Good to have you on board. Thank you for tuning in. Donna Bell says, my first time here. Well, it's good to have you here, Donna Bell. It's good to have you here for le premier temps, the first time. Let's see. She says, thank you. You're welcome, Donna Bell. And Bishop Douglas Gooden says yes. And that yes must mean then we should call you, Bishop. Let's see. Let's see what the schedule is like. We should be able to connect with you. Well, we'll check with you off air first, Bishop. Thank you. We'll check with you off air first, and then we'll see how that goes. Thank you very much. Let's see what's happening on WhatsApp. Let's see what's up on WhatsApp. Lots of messages as usual, and we usually have to try and identify the current ones, like the ones that came in this afternoon, as opposed to everything else. So we should say good afternoon to Patricia Donald Phillips. Good afternoon to you. She has shared with us that press release. I'm not sure if it's an updated press release or a rotating press release, but it says roll back all politicians' salary increases and no more promises. Roll back politicians' 200% plus salary increase, still unacceptable. And they're encouraging those who need more information to join or contact the Advocates Network, advocatesnet@gmail.com. Thank you for sharing, Patricia Donald Phillips. Let's go up the line and see who else is expressing themselves on an afternoon such as this, in a week such as this. Let's see what we have here. Just going through quickly and clearing the nondescript messages and the outdated messages to bring in the more current ones. This one says, good day, Dervan. Heard the PM is postponing his 214% salary increase. Cancelling it would be more appropriate. He would be making £10,000 less than the British Prime Minister. Check the condition in Jamaica versus the condition in Britain for poor working people. Never mind the destitute population. The increasing crime murder rates still of grave concern, the poor literacy rate, the poor salary for teachers, doctors, nurses, police, soldiers, and other working people. It's peanuts. Ever wonder why the hospitals and schools in America, Canada, and England are staffed by mostly Jamaicans? We are economic refugees, and we fear for our safety. Government, you need to look at the state of affairs in Jamaica and work to fix it, because taking taxpayer money before taking taxpayer money for poor representation. Thank you for your message. We don't have a name or a nomenclature or a moniker or an alias. You get the picture. Good afternoon, Kibwe Magan. And we would love to. Thank you very much for sharing, for your message. We'll follow up if you are listening. Franklin McDonald says, Dervan, can you say whether the Jamaican weather radar has been fixed? June 1 is just around the corner. But thank you for that very important reminder, Franklin McDonald in Guelph, Canada. We'll check on that. How is the weatherman, the chief weatherman, the senior weatherman? We need to give him a call. And James in East London has shared with us the usual collection of stories. And let's see what else we have here. Go down the line. This one says, hi, Dervan. Happy Labor Day to you. This was yesterday. Well, that went. Thank you very much. Thank you. And thank you for the Vernam Field reminder, Horace Spider. Let's take the break and come back with more in just a moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now 2:30.
Come to the Westmoreland Agricultural Show, Sunday, May 28th at the Manning School
Zero
grounds
one one
in
four
Sangomar,
four.
Westmoreland. There'll be agricultural and industrial displays, Kiddies Village, Health Village, entertainment all day, and much more. Our 106 FM will be there with a live broadcast from the show. This broadcast is brought to you by the Westmoreland Association of Grand Societies of the Jamaica Agricultural Society, Source One Feeds, Easy Spice Seasonings and Spices, James Lumberyard, the College of Agriculture, Science,
Has not been a single year since 1974 where the poor has not been oppressed by the state. Precisely.
spurring action to move Jamaica forward.
I know people are out there screaming, yes, but it's not just this government. I don't care. Fix it and stop spinning. Govern, man. Govern. Whoever is there.
Featuring the bottom line with Ralston Hyman, the best public affairs banter on Jamaican radio.
Part of the national campaign against inflation, we have to have a shake-up of the public sector boards leading to increased efficiency, cut the corruption and the mismanagement, and get the agencies to function in a more efficient manner.
It's Power Talk, weekdays 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Identifying challenges and finding solutions in a globalized world. Dr. Herbert Gale on Mondays and Tuesdays. Simon Crosskill from
Those
Wednesday
are the
to
key
Friday
digits you
on
need.
Power 106 FM.
The
Join
only
us.
zero is for the 011. And most of you, well, if you're regular listeners, at some point you've heard the story of Angelia Christian, founder of the Angel Foundation. She is doing a lot of work, and she's constantly looking to leverage certain individuals and in their respective capacities. And so, whether it be high commissioners, assistant high commissioner, in the case of Jamaica right now, I think we have an assistant or deputy high commissioner in London. But the point is, Angel has been collaborating and otherwise engaging people everywhere, at home and abroad, and she's been able to mobilize resources. When you talk about that mobile blood unit some years ago, still in use as I understand it, when you talk about that mobile dental clinic, etc., etc., loads of computers, classroom furniture, medical supplies, ambulances. She has been there, done that, etc. So when a lady like that calls, what are we to do if not respond? And so we want more people to support the initiatives of the Angel Foundation UKJA, because it will inure to the benefit, especially of the children of Jamaica and others in the population as well. And so this afternoon, we want to prepare you for a series of interviews leading up to the 12th anniversary celebrations of the Angel Foundation UKJA, and that is scheduled for the 29th of July in England. And we have invited Angelia Christian, the founder of the Angel Foundation, to join us alongside one of her long-standing supporters, Elizabeth Oldershaw, or Liz for short. Hello, how are you?
Good afternoon. Yes, I'm fine and well. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. Thank you so much for joining us. Angel, are you there as well? Where are you?
Yes, I'm there. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Jamaica time. Good evening. Good night. It's 8:38 p.m. in Tottenham Hale now, isn't it? Good to have you both online. Thank you for staying up and talking with us. And we want Angel to remind us of the genesis of this Angel Foundation UKJA. It's all yours, Angel. Please go ahead.
Well, I started the Angel Foundation in 2011 after not visiting Jamaica for over 20 years, and my two daughters really drowned in the swimming pool, and it wanted them going to the St. Anne's Bay Hospital, and the crisis of the hospital, I decided that I had to do something about it. So I came back to London, and I went to see George Ruddock, the editor of the Jamaica Weekly Gleaner, and I told him what happened and how I can get some support. What can I do? And one of the first names he given to me was Liz Aldershaw from Transpacific. Mm-hmm. So Liz Aldershaw from Transpacific has been with the Angel for over 12 years, supported me when shipping and hospital equipment, and then now when I started the IT suite, she was there. She was there again to support with the IT suites. So yeah, it's 12 years, and Liz has been a rock stone in the Angel Foundation UKJA.
Yeah, thank you, Angel. Stay where you are. Let's hear from Liz Oldershaw now. Surely you have long found out that you can't say no to Angel, right?
So we can't say no to Angel. Many times she gets on the phone and I can be very, very busy, but she doesn't take no for an answer. And I don't want to say no. I want to be there by her side. Yes. And support, and I feel very honoured and privileged to be part of this now for 12 years.
Yes. Do you remember how you got connected with Angel?
I think it was just a phone call, Angel was. Because you also saw me at an expo, I believe, and made yourself known to me there as well. It was many years ago, but I know that once I met you, I wanted to be part of what you were doing for the island, and we've been friends and supported one another ever since. So yeah, I feel very privileged to be speaking to you again about it.
Yes. And this is a significant year in more ways than one, because obviously the Angel Foundation UKJA celebrates 12 years. And how do you plan to celebrate? What do you have lined up, Angel?
Well, we're going to be doing a special award to a special person. We've got the Jamaica Eye Commissioner team. We've got the Trinidad and Tobago Eye Commissioner team. We've got Sean Wallace, ITV Chaser, and we got 40 black businesses. We're having Steel Pan, Folklore, Cinemas, Health Holistic, and basically the young black business coming together to expose their business with the Grace Foods UK Transpac Ship and VM Group, and in a celebration of the 12 years, fundraising for which, I mean, it's really completed for the Greater Portmore High School and Trenchtown Primary School. So yeah, it's going to be loads of activity. We also have activity for the children because it's such a warm day. We combine for all the family to come down. So we're having bouncy castle and face painting. We got Liquor Jamaica jerking up the food and Candle Factory and, heart, beauty, clothes. It's just going to be a day to expose the business and at the same time celebrate 12 years Angel Foundation UK. We're having the local mayor from Haringey, and as I said, we're giving a special award to a special person who has been supporting the Jamaica Island for numerous years, for nearly 60 years. So yeah, so it's all ready and ready to go. It's just about just getting it out there to remind people about Saturday the 29th July at the Downlane Park, Parkview Road, N1790X. It's just 5 minutes walk from Platinum Hill Station. So yeah, it's been going around for a while, so it seems like it's going to be a busy day there.
Talking about going around for a while, Liz Oldershaw, Transpac Ship has been around for some time, because I gather you have been working and serving, especially from the if we were to go as far back as the Windrush generation, their children and their grandchildren. That's extraordinary.
Yeah, I mean, many people on the island will probably remember the name Steve. My father formed this company back in 1968, and he was down at the ports at the time, and many people were coming over from the Caribbean, and he had good foresight there. He gave them a card what said Steve Shipping. That's all it was, Steve Shipping, and he gave a contact number. And he thought, well, people may want to ship goods back to the Caribbean at some point. And from there, the business grew. And we've been very honoured and privileged to serve the island for many years now. And I was just thinking the other day, it's now nearly 54 years we've been moving returnees, barrels, cartons, drums, cars, lorries, all back to Jamaica. And many times we can be on the phone and somebody will say, my grandma moved home with Transpac Ship, and now all of a sudden we're moving the second and the third generation. So that just proves, hopefully, to everybody how strong the business is, and what a good service that we can offer people moving all over the Caribbean, but especially Jamaica at this time.
Yes, and I'm looking at a photo of your dad, and I'm thinking, he doesn't look like 84 at all.
Yeah, he's 84, yeah, and he's going to be there in Tottenham. He's coming to support Angel, and he's looking forward to it. He's never been to one of these events before, and I've told him he's going to be in for a great day. It's going to be very lively. His mum's coming as well. His wife will be there by his side, so he's looking forward to to meeting people, meeting and greeting, and just being part of the event on the day. And hopefully he'll meet you as well. Yeah, hopefully you're coming over as well.
Looking forward to that. Hold it right there. One moment. Let's take a commercial break and come back.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:45.
Are you planning to buy land or property? Before you make your purchase, find out who is the legal owner or who is legally authorized to sell the property. Ensure all property tax payments are up to date and consult an attorney at law who will guide you through the process and protect your interests. Use eLand Jamaica at nla.gov.jm to check on matters pertaining to property information. For more information, contact the National Land Agency at 876-750-5263 or 876-946-5263. Email asknla@nla.gov.jm or WhatsApp us at 876-418-5089. The National Land Agency. One agency, one goal, to serve you better.
Need water for agricultural purposes? Apply to the National Irrigation Commission for your irrigation services. Let's grow smart and eat smart with irrigated agriculture. Call National Irrigation Commission at 876-927-6727. Visit their website at www.nicjamaica.com or visit any of their office locations today. Irrigation, making the difference in agriculture. Come to the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries Playfield in Hope Gardens on Saturday, May 27 for AgriFest 2023. There'll be agricultural displays, farmers market, an exciting cook-off, great culinary delights, and entertainment all day. If you can't be there, tune into Power 106 FM for a live broadcast from the event. This broadcast is brought to you by
the Scientific Research Council,
Kingston and St. Andrew Association of Branch Societies of the Jamaica Agricultural Society, Agro Investment Corporation, Jamaica Agricultural Commodities Regulatory Authority, JACRA, National Irrigation Commission, and Caribbean Chemicals Jamaica Limited. That's a live broadcast of AgriFest 2023 at the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries, Playfield in Hope Gardens, Saturday, May 27, only on Power 106 FM.
Deceiving the people continually. Yeah, they said graduating thieves and murderers. Look out now, they're sucking the blood of the sufferers. Yeah. Tell the children the truth.
Telling the children the truth in so many ways. All that's happening in the now, as well as what happened 75 years ago. The SSS Windrush. And there's a lot more to come on that. And a lot of observances and activities. In fact, activities have already started here in Jamaica, part of the Windrush 75 celebrations. And in all of this, we are delighted to be able to feature the work of Angelia Christian of the Angel Foundation UKJA and the powerful partnership between the Angel Foundation UKJA and Transpac Ship. They have been in the business shipping virtually everything. Well, you heard Liz Oldershaw before the break telling us all about the items and the shipping, the packaging, etc., and bringing those and bringing home members of the Windrush generation and their children and their grandchildren, etc., in terms of their getting their goods to them, etc. So it's been what 54 years, I think you said, Liz Oldershaw.
We're on now, so we're quite proud of the fact we've been in business for so long, and grateful to to Jamaica and all the customers out there who've helped us reach this far. So we haven't done this alone. You know, we need each and every one that's shipped from a small carton to a full container with us. Thank you very much.
Yes, it's always good to be able to say thanks for this kind of support. So, Angelia Christian, I think when we took the last break, you were also telling us about all these celebrities and notable individuals who will be experiencing this Angel Foundation UKJA Afro Caribbean uh, Community Expo, which takes place on the 29th of July. What's the location again, Angel?
Yeah, we having it's on the 29th of July at the Downlane Park, Parkview Road, N179EX. It's 5 minutes walk from Tottenham Hill Station. We also have Condor Properties and Moreland Properties and the Integrated Diaspora Services also joining us from Jamaica. And you yourself, Dervan, Malcolm, will be joining us. So yeah, it's going to be a great day. It's going to be a great day. And then we're going to have loads of Grace Foods brands giveaway. We got the VM Group giving away, special information for finance. And we got Transpac Ship. I've been telling people that they must come down because, Transpac Ship is also donated I've got 30 monitors and 30 computers and 32 chairs, and Stephen Aldershaw from Transpac Ship he's sponsored to ship all these items to Jamaica for the Greater Portmore High School and Trenchtown Primary School. So thank you so much, Mr. Stephen Aldershaw, and thank you, Liz Aldershaw. Thank you for all your support. So yes, he's going to be bringing down all these furnitures and equipments for the two schools. This is the project 2023, so we're looking forward to shipping down. I have been communicating with the principal from Greater Portmore High School today and Trenchtown Primary School, so they are busy now creating the IT suite room.
Oh,
for when the computers arrive, yes, yeah.
That's awesome. That's really very awesome.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Right. So, just in general terms, then, Liz Aldershaw, how are things in the world of shipping? Calm now, or still suffering from supply chain issues and related matters?
No, I mean, it's always the calm before the storm when you get to about July, August, because you go a little quieter, ready for the Christmas traffic. But I just want to mention and encourage, like I have done previously when we've spoken, that try and plan early. If your relatives from the UK are planning on sending the barrels like they do to the island, please ask them to ship a little earlier than they normally do, because those ports do get congested throughout November and December, especially the southern part of the island, Montego Bay especially. This year, start planning early, ship in September, and get those goods to Jamaica and get the goods there for Christmas. Many people are disappointed they don't get them till January, February, March, and again, that's no fault of your freight forwarders and the shippers. It's just the fact that the ports and everything get so congested, so people just need to plan early. Before you know it, November will be here. Try and think about it more August and September this time, and just go forward with it in your mind that you need the shipments going a lot earlier this year. But having said that, it's been a good year so far in the shipping world, and may it continue with our agents in Montego Bay and Kingston. We've got Le Parkin in Kingston and Heinz Freight in Montego Bay, who are helping people get their goods there safely and quickly.
Oh, so those are what would you refer to them as, business partners, or?
Yeah. I'd say about our business partners, our agents. So Le Parkin in Kingston, and we have been using Heinz Freight now for many years. Mr. Heinz is well known throughout the island, Montego Bay area. So those two agents I work very well with and highly recommend them.
Okay. And Angel, can you give us a quick update on Trenchtown? I think you said the work is picking up now. That is going to prepare the
Yeah,
ground, so to speak. Go ahead.
yes, the Trenchtown Primary School, because when I visited it last year, October, it's a container, so they're building the equipment, the desks to lay them in the container.
Okay.
And also, Mrs. Faith Downey, who sponsored the building of the desk in the Greater Portmore High School, she has spent over 200,000 Jamaican dollar and sent all the materials to Greater Portmore High School. So this weekend they're going to be starting now to create the new IT suite room in the Greater Portmore High School. So Miss Faith Downey, if you're listening, also to thank you very much, Faith Downey. Property, she's a property developer. I think you have met her a few times with me, Dervan. So
Yes.
she has sponsored the building of the IT decks in the Greater Portmore High School. So yeah, I spoke with the principal, Greater Portmore, this morning, and the materials have arrived, so they are going to start building the desk.
Yes.
They're creating in the Greater Portmore High School, we are creating a whole new room. So it means partition, there's going to be a partition in the room. We all planned it out when I visited back in October 2022. So they've got all the materials now. So basically, I'll be showing up someone online about the building and what they're planning to do in the Greater Portmore High School. On the next part of the room, they're also building a room for mechanical, for building cars and things like that, so that it's going to be working together with the computer room. And I must say that I paid for the monitors, but we have some very good 23-inch monitors. So I mean, Greater Portland was receiving of some very good monitors and fairly new base for the IT suite. So it's going to be a good project and looking forward to it, yes.
Oh.
And also the Trenchtown Primary School, yeah.
Definitely. And Liz Oldershaw, for those potential clients and even clients in the UK in particular, how can they reach you? How can they get in touch and stay in touch? Is it one location or a few locations that they have in terms of options?
Yeah, I mean, we've got our London depot, and the phone number, if you want to take it down, is 0208 763 2162. And then, of course, Birmingham, Manchester, Leeds. If you just look Transpac Ship on www.transpackship, that's transpakship.co.uk. We're open 24/7. Our lines are always open. My WhatsApp's open and my mobile's always on. I'm always getting a ding at 3 o'clock in the morning. So please feel free to contact us and we'll get back to you as soon as we can.
Sounds good. Well, this is a teaser, and we'll have more teasers to come as we get closer to the 12th anniversary celebrations of the Angel Foundation UK JA, and also as we get closer to the 29th of July for this year would be the second year of the Afro-Caribbean Expo, right, Angel?
No, it will be the third year.
Oh, it's the third.
We launched it when we celebrated the 10 years as an expo year. So it was a community expo. So this is the third year as the expo year.
All right. Looking forward to it. For the time being, though, sorry to keep you up at this time of the night, UK time. But of course, it's been worth it. Thank you so much for all you do.
Thank you.
And we look forward to talking with you again pretty soon and seeing you soon.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Thank you both. Take care. That's Liz Oldershaw of Transpac Ship, and they've been shipping to and from Jamaica for 54 plus years and still going strong. And this year as well, of course, is the 75th anniversary of the Windrush, and activities along those lines have started already and will take place between Jamaica and the United Kingdom. So it's shaping up to be another very busy summer in the not just in Jamaica but in the diaspora. Thank you again, ladies. Let's take the break and come back with more on both sides of the story.
This evening, the people continually. Yeah.
Contractors, developers, and small builders. Contact Coast to Coast Group of Companies for high quality concrete products. The time by Coast to Coast Group of Companies is
3 o'clock.
Tune in every Thursday at 3:30 p.m. for Your Legal Corner with Bailey Walker Huntington, during both sides of the story with Dervan Malcolm on Power 106 FM. It's your source of information regarding U.S. immigration matters, combined with Power 106 FM's pioneer of diaspora broadcasting. Call in with your U.S. immigration queries and concerns on 876-9224-11225 or send a text or WhatsApp message to 876-279-8598 and get the answers you need for your U.S. immigration questions. That's Your Legal Corner with Bailey Walker Huntington, Thursdays at 3:30 p.m. during both sides of the story with Dervan Malcolm, only on Power 106 FM.
Cause we've been trying on our wine much too long.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, the story of Jamaica and Jamaicans at home and abroad. Good afternoon to Nicholas Williams. He asks, when will they tell us the truth? Who caught the game? Rita Marley asked. Marcel Worrell says, Mr. Professor, I can tell you had a humble beginning. You're so in control. When last did you get a salary increase? Just curious. Well, I am a disgruntled Jamaican. Yes, I get upset too, but I wear it differently, apparently. I get upset and I get angry like everybody else, except that it's all under control and being managed. So yeah, it's one of those situations where you know what you're about. And the other thing about these matters, when you know you are right, you don't need to beat your chest. You don't need to overcompensate emotionally, but you're free to express yourself and see what flows from there. Marcel Worrell says the decision of this MP and his government is just not justified, and Jamaican love. Okay. And Malcolm's Building and Trading.com says, blessed day to life, or blessed day. I'm sorry, there are no full stops here. Or other, well, there's the comma, which is overused. But all right, let's just do our best. So the message says, blessed day. I think you mean blessed day to you. Life is a blessing, so we all give thanks. Sir Malcolm, good program always, loving it. Loving it here. Me and my wife, Miss Tracy Ann Malcolm. Hello to, well, if she's your wife, she's Mrs. Tracy Ann Malcolm, isn't she? Good afternoon, Mrs. Tracy Ann Malcolm. And this one says, it's raining hard here in Ochi. This is Malcolm's Building and Trading. And please, all the children get home safe. But today is not a regular school day. School is out. I think they go back tomorrow. But anyway, please, all the children get home safe. The rain falling hard in St. Mary and St. Anne. Please be safe on the road, please. That's the message from Malcolm's Building and Trading.com. And no, I don't have any such business, but people are free to choose monikers, Monikers, and use them. like aliases, aka, also known as. Look at these messages now. Let's clear these and come back. Let's see. Where do we start? Let's go down the line here. Claudia Brown says, greetings, Sir Dervan Malcolm. Greetings, Claudia Brown. Good to have you on board. Diana Salmon says, good afternoon, Dervan. Listening to you from upstate New York. You know, I think I got, where did I go? There's this park in New York, in the hills, in the bushes. What's the name of that area? That's as far as we've been, as far as upstate New York is concerned. And isn't that where the capital is, upstate? Anyway, big up yourself, Sir Malcolm. Says this one from Chris Banton. He says, R.I.P. Tina Turner, you batted well. Yes, we got news that Tina Turner left us today. American-born and naturalized Swiss singer. Did you know that? She was Swiss. Swiss singer, dancer, actress, and author. Widely referred to as the Queen of Rock and Roll, she rose to prominence as the lead singer of the Ike and Tina Turner Revue before launching a successful solo career. Rest in peace, Tina Turner. Condolences to her family, friends, colleagues, neighbors. May your soul rest in peace and light perpetual shine on your face. Albert in Coconut Creek, Florida says, Angel, good night, in reference to Angelia Christian of the Angel Foundation. Thanks for the selfless service, she says, you're doing through your foundation for our Jamaica. And then Albert sends a rejoinder. He says, Angel, will we be able to view the expo? Well, let's see how that goes. Should be able to. Nicola in central Jamaica says, good afternoon, Dervan. Good afternoon, Nicolas. Bon après-midi, Nicolas. Ça va? J'espère que tout va bien avec toi. Il pleure maintenant. Let's see. Let's go over to WhatsApp now and see what's up. Let's see what we have here. 876-922-4112-5 are the numbers to call. 876-922-4112-5. Text line, same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us on WhatsApp as well. 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. This message says, good day, Dervan. Just heard that Tina Turner has passed at 83. She was an outstanding singer. May her soul rest in peace. She's in the Book of Greats. What's love got to do with it? This one says, also, where are we? Hi, Mr. Malcolm. Blessings to you. I'm sending you the following for your info. Don't know if you are aware of this. Well, we're not seeing what it is. It requires us to hit the play button. And you recognize we're still on air and therefore can't press the play button right now. An ardent listener, says the person. Also, have you heard about Boycott Florida Day, slated for June 1? Maybe your listeners in Florida could call in and tell us about it. All right. Well, anybody who knows about Boycott Florida Day, that should be easy to find these days in this age of technology. Let's see. Florida Boycott Florida Day. Let's see what comes up. National boycott planned against Florida immigration laws. We look forward to discussing that subject with Dahlia Walker Huntington, right? And the artificial intelligence um, robot, or whatever you call them, bots, BOTS for short, is telling us, having heard us ask about boycott Florida Day pop up, I believe you're referring to the national boycott planned against Florida immigration laws. The movement is calling for people to boycott Florida products on June 1st and to try not to spend money in the state. The NAACP issued a travel advisory for Florida in direct response to Governor DeSantis's aggressive attempts to erase Black history and to restrict diversity, equity, and inclusion programs in Florida schools. We're supposed to be heading to Florida shortly. We could ask them. The Jamaica Diaspora Task Force Action Network is hosting the Jamaica Diaspora Education Task Force the summit, the Jamaica Diaspora Education Task Force Summit is coming up in Florida. I wonder if it will still happen. We still have a little time. Let's see. So that's what that was about. Thank you for sharing the information. Norbar Barkley, 27, Yvonne. Thank you very much for sharing that information with us. Also, oh yes, I read that already. Let's move on. Del Mignot, Miss Del says, good evening, Mr. Dervan. Still afternoon here in Jamaica, Miss Del. With all said and done, just suppose the politicians, both JLP and PNP, get vexed and leave the work one time. What could happen, Mr. Dervan? Being a politician, I think, is the most ungrateful job, in my opinion. Governments have tried. One has done better than the other. And so we should not be so ungrateful to either one. We are a hard people to please. The people killing us are our same people. Some of us, the murderers, instead of telling what they know, they prefer to blame the politicians, the commissioner, and the police. God help us, writes Miss Dell. Thanks for sharing, Miss Dell. You're on to something there. Oh, come on. What happened here? Let's go to this one. This one says, let's go to this one first. Canceling it would be, no, we read this one already. Didn't we read this one? Ever wonder why? Yeah, we read that one already. Let's come down the line. Vacancy available for visionaries willing to put country above self and political affiliation to run the affairs of Jamaica. Must be hardworking and dedicated to the cause of the advancement of the poor. Somebody's already putting those positions, putting those positions out in the general public, putting them up for grabs. Let's take the break and come back with more in just a moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:15. Come to the Westmoreland Agricultural Show, Sunday, May 28th at the Manning School Grounds in San Lamar, Westmoreland. There'll be agricultural and industrial displays, kids village, health village, entertainment all day, and much more. Gates open at 10 a.m. Admission adults 1,000, children with ID free. Major sponsors Bamboo Bioproducts, Growers Choice, J&B Bank, Alcon Importers and Distributors Limited, and H&L Agro. See you at the Westmoreland Agricultural Show, Sunday, May 28th at the Manning School.
Locks, Paul, cover your nose and your mouth now and stay far from me. It look like the flu have you aware.
I mean, to tell you, I have fever this morning. Right now, I'm in some pain. But I'm still going to try to go for Pinky to get some phone credit.
It's like you never hear a thing where the nurse tell me the other day. She said we feel rest if we have the flu. We feel cover we nose and we mouth when we cough or we sneeze. And we feel wash we hand regular with soap and water. You better try go back to your yard and stop spread the flu. The flu is no joke. Visit your doctor or nearest health center. A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Catch live action of the 5th staging of the Racers Grand Prix on One Spot Media pay-per-view June 3, 2023. This year's meet will feature appearances from 200-meter world champion Sharika Jackson, 100-meter hurdles world record holder Toby Amusan, Wade van Niekerk, Tajay Gale, Shanika Ricketts, and Noah Lyles. Purchase your early bird pass for only US $11.99. Offer ends May 19. Or purchase your regular pass for US $14.99. Simply log in to One Spot Media, select the pay-per-view tab, and buy your ticket. You may also download the One Spot Media app and watch on the go. So purchase your Racers pay-per-view ticket today.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Have we taken any calls yet? I don't think so. 876-92. Well, we made a couple of calls to a couple of guests, Angelia Christian and Elizabeth Oldershaw in the UK. All right, let's take some calls now. 876-922-4112-5. 876-922-4112-5. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon, my professor.
Good afternoon.
Dervan.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon to your valuable listeners and callers.
We accept afternoon greetings on their behalf.
Dervan, when you look back at Bob Marley and the works of Bob Marley, would you now call him a prophet?
Well, there are those who would call him a prophet. And in his own way, he has exuded certain characteristics and tendencies which would make it hard for some of us not to claim that he's a prophet.
When Bob Marley saying this song that you select today, treading on a wine press so long, what do you mean, Professor?
It's the struggles over the ages that are still with us.
Professor.
So we're still expected to produce and to make a difference and to do this and to do that. But the conditions are not so favorable. So it's a struggle.
Professor, you know which community in Jamaica right now, today the 24th of May, 2023 has the most work to do?
Which community?
Which community in Jamaica?
Portmore?
No, Professor. Waterhouse, what them call Firehouse.
Yes. Winston Williams back in the day used to ask on radio on a Saturday morning. He used to have a program on Saturdays on RJR. And he would say something to the effect, will the water in Waterhouse be able to extinguish the fire in Firehouse or something like that?
Yeah, Firehouse, in my opinion, has the most work to do right now. Mr. Malcolm, when last has Jamaica rally around a common cause?
Say that again?
When last has Jamaicans rally around a common cause?
maybe the gas riots of 1999.
Yeah, and since the gas riot, you see what has gone with gas.
Mm-hmm.
So let me bring you up to date on something.
Yes.
Vladimir Putin, the most wanted man in the world, he has put the person who put him on the most wanted list on his wanted list.
I'm sorry. Oh boy.
You can imagine that?
Yes.
And Vladimir Putin is now telling the world, Saturday night, him tell them, he has now captured Bakhmut, that part of Ukraine that is so sacred
I heard
to the
that.
Russian Revolution.
Heard that on the BBC, and then there's some speculation as to whether there is some, what you call it now, some faking of certain things and using certain brands that should represent, for example, American vessels, not vessels, American armored units. I'm trying to remember the essence of it, but clearly nobody, that not that it is new, but nobody trusts anybody really. So all kind of what they call chicanery.
Yes.
Yes, a lot of that is happening right now in that region.
So NATO now is planning to send one of their best fighter jets named the F-16.
Oh yes, those have been around a while though. The fighter jets.
Putin warning them that if they kill one Russian soldier with those F-16, there will be consequences. Because no Russian soldier dying in vain. And the West must get comfortable to a multipolar world. I wonder what you mean by that. Multipolar, Professor. You have an understanding on this new multipolar world?
Well, the original term speaks to being, especially when it's used in the sense of polarity. You talk about, there's a song, oh gosh, the song is The Big One's Getaway by Buffy Sainte Marie, where she says, she refers to Polarity Hill. You know, in America, they have Capitol Hill, which is where the headquarters of government in America. So she says, one step at a time, Polarity Hill. If the bad guys don't get you, baby, then the good guys will.
Thank you, sir.
With the angels on the take and gangsters in the yard. Don't you think the war is easy or something? Yeah.
Professor,
Mm-hmm.
there is a money war in the world between China, which is the dragon, Russia, which is the bear, and the Americans, which is the eagle. Which one you think should win, sir?
I'm not a gambling man. I've never been, never will be. What I will say is, and I'm not in any way belittling or minimizing these developments of global proportions, but something has to give. So the Germans say wisdom is knowing when to solve a problem and knowing when to let the problem solve itself. So it's like the Serenity Prayer. And again, I'm not minimizing it, but I'm just saying we sometimes get concerned, and we should be concerned about certain matters happening. But things will always happen. And it's just a matter of how we as human beings deal with life as it unfolds. So I like to refer to those couple of lines in the Serenity Prayer, which says, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. And it's actually longer than that. Just stick up in there. It goes on to say, living one day at a time, enjoying one moment at a time, accepting hardships as the pathway to peace, taking as he did this sinful world as it is, not as I would have it, trusting that he will make all things right if I surrender to his will, that I may be reasonably happy in this life and supremely happy with him forever in the next. Amen. So it's the first in a long time anybody has given you the serenity prayer from beginning to end. But the first 4 lines are loaded. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can. That's where a lot of us fall down, the courage, not lacking the courage to change the things that we can, and wisdom to know the difference.
Professor, when you say a man lack the courage, you mean him afraid for dead?
Among other things, yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I like the point that when you touch.
Mm-hmm.
Most Jamaican people are afraid to die. That's why we don't rally around a common cause, sir. But the Russians are not afraid to die.
Well, Peter Tosh said it well. He said, everyone wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die.
So Vladimir Putin is telling people Saturday that they have deadlier weapons than the nuclear weapons. So don't worry about nuclear. They have a weapon named cybercrime, which is lock down your banking system worldwide and cripple your finances. That's what he tell them. Professor, there is a decision that is to be made in this country. 2 major decisions. One about the digital economy and the consequences of it, and one about the constitutional reform. Do you think we have the courage as a people to let our voice be heard in these matters? Where man like Sam Sharp die over hang down in the wickedest part of Jamaica now when named Sam Sharp Square, sir? You think we have that courage today?
That remains to be seen.
To be seen.
Mm-hmm.
These things learn by 2030, sir. You think we have the spirituality for it?
Again, it would remain to be seen.
Mr. Malcolm never leave the people them with this. You see, if Waterhouse not do Waterhouse supposed to do, and if jungle, I go in a jungle, Arnett Garden from 1977. While I'm there, I learn a lot of things and I go to Jamaica College there. And up to last night, I play a gunshot of fire in jungle. You see, if the jungle people, them not do what them supposed to do, and the Tivoli people, them not do what them supposed to do, in that wicked, corrupt part of the system in West Kingston, a lot of children here will sorry the day them born. Because
the poor children. Sorry, go ahead.
You know what Vladimir Putin said? He's not doing this for himself, you know. He's doing it for the Russian children. That's what he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
Vladimir Putin. And you think America can tell life on him and go bomb him like when them do Saddam? And who we take orders from, Mr. Malcolm? Which country Jamaica take orders from? America or Russia or China? So you know we take orders from somewhere.
Well, I gather that Jamaica says a friend to all, enemy to none.
A friend to all. So who is authorizing Mr. Holness to digitalize the economy without educating the Jamaican people, sir? When 3/4 of your population do have a bank book. Because 3/4 of Jamaican people don't have $500
the bank books have been extinct for a little while, haven't they?
No, talk to me, Professor. What you say?
The bank books have been extinct for a while.
No, sir. This is the first time I ever tell you no, Professor.
Mm-hmm.
When you say the people in Bangkok extinct from a very long while, what you telling the people, sir?
They have been parked.
Oh, I know people just know this. Professor, Mr. Malcolm.
Yes, sir.
You have been hiding information from the Jamaican people on this radio station. So when you tell the people in Golden Bangkok extinct, sir?
I haven't seen one in years, decades.
Okay. Let me tell you this. One of the order from the
Oh, sorry. One moment, please.
Help us protect Jamaica's borders. Tell us about any illegal guns coming through customs-controlled areas. Call Crime Stop at 311.
This broadcast is brought to you by
The Scientific Research Council,
Kingston and St. Andrew Association of Branch Societies of the Jamaica Agricultural Society, Agro Investment Corporation, Jamaica Agricultural Commodities Regulatory Authority, JACRA, National Irrigation Commission, and Caribbean Chemicals Jamaica Limited. That's a live broadcast of AgroFest 2023 at the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries, Playfield in Hope Gardens, Saturday, May 27th, only on Power 106 FM.
Thanks for holding, Mr. Carter. When you're through, there's a gentleman in New York who has been trying to connect with you.
Okay, I'm going to take that number. Thank you, Professor.
Sure, no problem. I'll give you an opportunity to wrap in.
Yes, my Professor, one of the orders that came down from the World Economic Forum to the government is that the people will own nothing and be happy. You know what they used to defend the Jamaican dollar, sir?
What?
The guns and ammunition of the JDF and the police constabulary force.
Really? I had no idea.
Yeah, that is what backs the Jamaican dollar. Let me tell you that.
Oh. Oh.
Oh?
Yes.
You see, when they're ready to clamp down with this digital money thing and the cashless, you will see the guns and ammunition of Upper Camp and JCF guarding all of these banks. I tell the Prime Minister already, and I tell the leader, and I tell the Finance Minister already on this program and several programs. Before you introduce any rigs or any digital economy of any form, you will have to publish the FinStack report, sir. And you will have to educate the people of your constituency over these things, sir. If not by 2030, some serious consequences are going to this country. I will tell you again, Professor, hide and seek them a play while them securing their children. Give me the number for the man in New York. Let me find out if there's somebody who can help me.
All right, we'll do right away. Thank you very much for the call. Take care.
All the best to you, Professor.
You too.
And may the food basket never empty, sir.
Right. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Take care. Bye-bye. Hold the line, please. Hold the line.
And we've been taken for granted much too long. Rebel.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Cleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world, taking your calls on 876-922-4112 to 5. This message says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Portmore paid a lot of land tax, which should be spent by the mayor to upgrade the drainage. Instead, we have no drainage. The water just sits along the roadway full of mosquitoes. There is no fence at the bus stop to avoid one from slip and falling in the drainage. Sorry to hear of that situation, but this is where the people have to call to order those who are supposed to be making the decisions with respect to fogging, bushing, and related matters. This one says, "Good day, Dervan. I'm happy to see Andrew Holness taking a leaf out of P.J. Patterson's book. Remember when Mr. Patterson was getting close to his retirement, they increased pension of former Prime Minister to that of one who occupies the office. Good move. They deserve it, though. Politicians are poorly paid in Jamaica. The Prime Minister was getting less pay than I am. Prime Minister salary is lower than 70,000 US dollars per year. Yet for the first time in 50 years, we've been running surpluses for the past 5. They deserve it," says Eureka. Lloyd Berry, aka King Lloyd, says, well, he has shared with us quotes from Mandela. "When you are at the top, be careful of the monster called pride. Pride will make you look down on the people who haven't attained your level of success. When you are at the bottom, be careful of the monster called bitterness." What is this? Jealousy will make you... something is missing here. People are the reason you haven't made it, or will make you think people are the reason you haven't made it. Something like that. Let's see. When you are on the way to the top, be careful of the monster called greed. Greed will make you impatient and make you steal or seek shortcuts. When you are on your way down, be careful of the monster called despair. Despair will make you think it's all over, yet there is still hope. Nelson Rolilala Mandela. Good day, Mr. Dervan, and good day to Jamaicans anywhere in the world. At Love Always, says Lloyd Berry, King Lloyd. Delroy, otherwise known as Mikey in St. Anne, says, trust you are doing well. Can you let me know, please? Those municipal councillors who are teachers and principals of schools and are part of the government services, do they get 2 salaries? We want to settle an argument among a group of us. Will they have a job description too? What is their retirement age? Mikey in St. Anne. You could go to the JIS's website, the Jamaica Information Service. You could also go to the Office of the Prime Minister's website, the OPM. You might find some information there. Or you could go through the Access to Information unit or division to get some information along those lines. How about that? And Patrick has just about reunited with Neville Carter, and we trust that will be a fruitful coming together. All the best, and thank you for your messages. Let's see what we have here. Trying our best to clear the backlog of messages. Good afternoon to Rohan Johnson of Atlas Security in Ocho Rios, St. Anne. Thank you very much. Charles James says, Neville, suck up to all the hosts, both Professor. Only Professor work on radio. All right. Angelia Christian in London says, one day at a time, sweet Jesus. Velta Wilson says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm and listeners. To you too, Velta Wilson. Joan Edgehill, good afternoon. How are things in Central Florida, Joan Edgehill? Albert Lewis says, thanks, Angel. Alexander Taylor, good afternoon to you too. She says, good afternoon, my dear friend Dervan. Greetings from Toronto, Canada. Good to have you on board, Alexander. Thank you. And if you need more information on the Angel Foundation UKJA Afro-Caribbean Community Expo, it's in our timeline on Facebook. So you've got us covered now, haven't you? Wonderful. Thank you very much for your comments, your messages, your calls. The lines are still open, 876-922-4112 to 5. 876-922-4112 to 5. Text line, same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, but you can also call us on WhatsApp to the phone lines, 876-922-4112 to 5. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Hello, Mr. Malcolm.
Good afternoon, Mr. Coombs.
Thank you very much. Listen, you say you know
Sorry, were you at Chedwin Park?
No, Mr. Malcolm. You know, a bit with me couldn't go, but
Oh, I forgot about that part. Sorry about that.
couldn't go.
Yes.
Not that I couldn't go. I could get somebody to put her with you, but you know, sir, when you go out and meet a car, you understand, and then it will come down. You know, everyone. We can't
Well, happy belated arrival day.
You went out there, sir?
No, I didn't get to go, but there was a feature on TV. It was on Hill and Gully Ride featured.
You good?
Oh, it was a massive turnout. Jeez. Yeah.
Mr. Malcolm, you know, I'm here about that because we are in there, but if the African race, if Jamaican African Union, I think they know, Mr. Malcolm. And if that way, Prime Minister Maguire go on them, have a bow down, you know. Let me repeat, beg your pardon. If Jamaica African the corporate and union, I the Indian, you know. You see, Prime Minister 63, they have a run come beg your pardon. Let me tell you that, me. If you want to respond, respond. If you want to respond, no problem.
Come on, we hear you loud and clear.
Thank you very much. Anyway, you say you know what's your bank book for 30 years. Tell me, me can send me what my bank book for show you. What's about?
No, I have a few expired bank books, so I know what they look like, but I haven't had to use them in a while.
I got to do it. You NCB, music and health department, for smart things and with a code. Don't, you know, make my NCB. When me come here, me down there, so. When me live very much and I need to female. I need to do Royal Bank and then change you and change. But me not, somebody come, me not find enough part. But I'm telling about my growth, this and that. Me can't send me control you. Not draw go to paint and not go to some people put up things where we go. Me can't say come here afraid to show you. I'm not afraid to talk on radio. Alright, number 2 now. You say everybody make mistake come you from Zakud. Me not say thing. You know the cleaner, hold on, what me different nice, you know, hold on, 1 second. You know the person will come and start a week time, at your time?
I see them.
Alright, listen, sometimes from 35 to 45 words, depends on how big the word them is. When you're small, you get more words. And there, it was just 44 words. In the box for the you mark off and down bottom. Not even one know much in my car, this star editor, I'm a good friend. Mr. Come here, man. He said, Mr. Combs, we are talking about. Mr. Grab the star, page 17. He said, Mr. Combs, me apologize to him. He said, me have apologize to me. Me correct and the next morning, he put in new one and he put the old one and say, you apologize to people. So, and no time the car star office now, you know, me not calling him, editor. I'm correct, you know.
No, but this is why I was saying earlier on, when you are right, you don't need to beat your chest.
Right. No matter let me tell you. When you somebody explode over them, And the man would out me mother say you find no come out at the summit and your mother you son my smart. Anyway, that is that's what I remember.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. There's more after the break.
For any project, ABC Electrical Sales has all your electrical supplies at the best prices. 8 Hagley Park Road, Kingston, 754-3714. The time by ABC Electrical Sales is
3:45.
Education plays a critical role in the lives of our young people. At the American Foundation for the University of the West Indies, we ensure financially challenged
Good
students
afternoon.
across
Thanks
the
for
Caribbean
calling. One
are
moment,
given
please.
increased access to higher education so they can continue to transform their lives and the lives of others. Support our mission in shaping the lives of our future leaders. Donate to educate. Contact our office at 212-759-9345 for more details.
The Agri Investment Corporation, an agency under the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries, contributes to a viable agricultural sector by mobilizing finance and facilitating agribusiness investment. Products and services include providing agricultural lands for lease, developing business plans, connecting investors to local and overseas markets, and much more. Call them 923-0086 to discuss how they can assist you to manage your agribusiness, or visit their website, agroinvest.gov.jm, for more details. AgroInvest, facilitating agribusiness investments.
Dr. Jackie Campbell is on call this and every Wednesday evening at 8 with Powering Your Health. Powering Your Health is Power 106 FM's flagship program dedicated to health and wellness. Your one-stop place to power a healthy lifestyle. How can we help you to power your health? You can reach the show anytime by calling 876-922-41125 or by sending a text or WhatsApp message to 876-279-8598. Brought to you by Benson Pharmacy and Wellington Dental. That's Powering Your Health. Powerful health and wellness discussion and interaction. This and every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Only on Power 106 FM.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon, Mr.
Good afternoon.
Yes, sir. I'm a bit sad today.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, man. When I drive around Jamaica and see police going around with transport authority, or you need green plate or yellow plate to carry some rabbit feed. It make it look bad, man. It is people that want money. When you have to give civil servants more money, and me feel it in our private sector, you know. Because when they ask for more money, my heart they beat up on my neck, you know. Because I know say, me going to have to pay more to government. Because else when they don't get thousands of money from to give so much people. Where it going to come from? It coming up from the sea or it drop off a tree? And we as private sector going to have to find that money to pay this gang. Right? I don't want the public.
You're paying which gang are you paying?
Sir, like I said, if you travel more than 3 persons together again, the public service workers, when they're getting more pay, I'm going to feel it more. Because I'm going to have to pay more taxes where the government going to get the from to give thousands of them.
I'm sorry, I'm not following you. Not following you.
What I'm saying, civil servant is asking for more money. Where the government is going to get from to give them, so the private sector.
Are you there? I'm listening.
Are you there?
Yes, man, we're right here. Where are you?
I am here. What I am saying, Mr. Malcolm, I'm asking. When the civil servants want more money, where the government going to get it from to pay them? Not from all me private sector.
They'll get it wherever it's available.
Oh, so that means to say me not go worry, Mr. Because none now go come from me then.
Well, I clearly didn't say that.
Well, it's coming from me, because me pay all of my tax, them, me no owe any. How much it sound them draw from me other day for contractor levy? How much me have to pay out this and that? Let me tell you something, Mr. Malcolm. I want the commissioner of police to take off all these policemen, the private work, and put the police to solve crime and violence in this country way up to the T. Or else, the government must fire 30% of them, retire 20%, and pay the 50% where they do local work. More money and get the job done. What we need is psychology. So much rubbish taking place in this local country, not in the size of a sedan car compared to other countries of the world. These people go to university. What you learn there? Anything where you learn there, what other people already know or do already. So you don't get anything there where anybody.
Happy to have been able to provide a platform for you to sound off. We hope things will get better for you.
Thanks. Like that,
Thanks for the call.
Everybody's looking down on us.
Thank you for the call. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Live on your smart devices all over the world. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5. Miss Evadne says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm and all workers at Power 106. Love to all in class today. Hope Labor Day was wonderful yesterday. I love Neville. I love Neville's reasoning. He is a good thinker. Blessings to all, says Miss Evadne. Someone is telling us good morning at 8 minutes to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, maybe it's morning where you are. Good morning if that's the cycle where you are. It's afternoon here in Jamaica. Thank you very much for your message and all the very best as we continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Para 106 FM. This one from Venus. Venus says, hello, Dervan. Listening to this hurrah, Horra, that's a new one, about this salary thing, re the government and opposition. Dervan, do you remember this salary thing when Mr. Patterson was soon to retire? I do not quite remember. Can you help? But I remember the PNP government at the time up his salary to the present Prime Minister. I figure so he could get a whopping pension. So what the present Prime Minister is getting is the same Mr. Patterson is getting. My collection. Can you help with this memory? When Prime Minister Golding and the JLP came into power, he refused to take this salary and instead took 80% of it. Again, my memory. Thanks. And he also refused. That's Mr. Golding. This is Bruce Golding. Also refused to accept the title of honorable or most honorable. He just wanted to be known as Mr. Golding or just Bruce. Let's see what else we have here as the messages continue to pour in here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Horace, otherwise known as Spider, says, "Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Say you go to the cinema to watch a movie. The title of the movie is The Great Pretenders. It is about a grocery shop in the village. Some men broke into it and stole about 90% of the stock. Everyone in the village was upset about the break-in of the shop. Luckily, the shop did have camera, and when they ran the camera, it was the politicians who did it. So, what they did is keep a press conference, and the head one said to the people, 'I am so sorry for what we did, but I will give back mine, and my friends keep theirs.'" Horace, otherwise known as Spider, and we can add storyteller to his list of names. Horace, the storyteller. Thank you very much for your messages. Keep them coming in. Oops, who was on the line holding? Somebody's on this line holding the WhatsApp line, same as the text line. The text line 876 365 3346 876 365 3346. See if we can bring this one up. I'm sure the caller was there. The caller from Florida who would normally call us. I'm not seeing his call now. What happens sometimes as well if someone else is calling through on that same 365 3346 line, you it, you tend to lose sight of the signal indicating that there's a caller on the line. Feel free to call us back. Sorry about that. And this one from Joan Edgehill again in Central Florida. She says, "Things are well in Central Florida, Mr. Dervan. The JAAOCF, what's that again? Let's see if I can remember this. The Jamaican Association of Central Florida, JAAOCF, is proud to be in collaboration with This is Jamaica Poetry Scholarship Competition in Jamaica as title sponsors. We're happy to hear that, Joan Edgehill. Thanks for sharing. All the best. Dr. Dunn in Skokie, Illinois says, "Good afternoon, Sir Ambassador Malcolm. Listening from hot and sunny Cabo San Lucas. Blessings." Cabo San Lucas. That's in Baja, California. Well. Good to have you join us, Dr. Dunn, who is usually in Skokie, Illinois, but today she is in Cabo San Lucas in the it's a resort city at the southern tip of the Baja California Peninsula in the Mexican state of Baja California Sur. All right, thank you very much. Let's see. Let's do a quick check of the time in Cabo San Lucas. What do we have here? 1:59 p.m. in Cabo San Lucas. So there are 2 hours behind us. 2 hours behind us here in Jamaica. So Dr. Dunn, continue to enjoy Cabo San Lucas. Norman Hines in St. Thomas, not the Virgin Islands this time, but in Jamaica, Eastern Jamaica. Thank you very much. 876-922-4112-5. The numbers to call, 876 922-411-225. Let's get ready for the break and come back with more here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM.
At Wellington Dental, they offer cleaning, filling, whitening, and other services for the entire family. The time by Wellington Dental is
4 o'clock.
Under the law. Know your rights and how the laws of Jamaica can help you defend those rights. Under the law.
Brought to you today by the Bank of
Tony
Jamaica.
Fairweather in the building.
How are you, sir?
Indeed, our pioneer pastor broadcasting, I said earlier. So we're very happy to have you today.
Excuse me.
Copy of the book?
Just a minute. Hello? Good day.
But he did get there was one in the building, yeah. There was one.
Yes, it's just that I haven't been able to touch it yet. I'm on air now, just in a commercial break.
Can't get a hold of it yet.
I'll have a look at it when I'm finished at 5.
Exactly.
Sorry about that.
All right, so we're going to be having you on air. We're going to start in about say a minute and a half, 2 minutes time. So thank you very much once again. Great.
Yes, sir. 28 pounds, 10 shillings. Your Windrush story.
No, not my Windrush story. It's our ancestors' Windrush story. Not my Windrush story.
No, troubling you.
Okay. Yeah. I did a lot of interviews with people who were actually on the Windrush boats after.
So I gather.
In the mid-90s.
Wow.
Now they're all, most of them are past now, since I started just 4 years ago. So, capturing their stories.
What a thing.
So just so you know, it's the backstory of how they got on the boat, how they got the money for the boats and the pigs, etc. To raise up in today's money £600 to get that ticket to go on the Windrush ship. And it tells you what happens on the journey over on the boat. Now, people in England don't talk about that part.
Oh,
that's why I was interested. And also that people know the ship went to Trinidad, Mexico, Jamaica, Bermuda, not just from Jamaica to
yes, because we've been made to believe that.
That's right. It's a
Yes.
Jamaican ship.
Yes.
And there's Polish people on board, Cuban people on board. English soldiers, Caribbean soldiers. There's nearly 1,000 people, all different nationalities.
All transactions were undertaken in respect to the account. Details of interest
But
and
they were
other
invited.
charges.
That's the part I always tell
And the
people.
basis
We
on which an
wouldn't
account
gate
statements
crash.
may be
The King of
classified as
England and the
retail,
government
normal,
invited us because we were part of the
and any
empire.
other charges that become
Okay.
applicable when a
And they do it all the time with us. They take when they need something. Just take it. From slavery to minerals to that's another taking session.
So how did you come to be involved in this way? I'll just save the questions for when you're on air. Just a second.
Jamaica Agricultural Commodities Regulatory Authority, JACRA, National Irrigation Commission, and Caribbean Chemicals Jamaica Limited. That's a live broadcast of AgriFest 2023 at the Ministry of Agriculture in Bishop Lakeview, the Oak Gardens, Saturday, May 27th, only on Power 106 FM.
Ready up, Jamaica! Get excited for a one-of-a-kind experience at Sunday, June 4. The Orchards of True Juice Ballroom. Come alive with another staging of the True Juice 5K. Come run, walk, and have some fun as we raise funds for the Linstead Hospital. Enjoy the natural beauty of our island while enjoying the
5 years ago, I was actually in
Entry
England.
fee $2,000.
I was at Tilbury Dock
There's no other
on
5K like it. Follow
a
at True Juice on
vessel
Instagram for more details.
with a lot of nurses and so on. From the NHS.
That's for the Windrush, around the Windrush Day celebration.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they do both trips.
Okay, stand by. Que hora es en espagnol? Son las 4:17. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 4:17. Ciencia, TDN le, ce DN, she, chi, fen. 17 minutes past 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Have you done your homework yet? All right, young people, we know that you're still on your midterm break, but you know what we always say. Even when school is out, homework is always in, because homework is about preparation, and proper preparation prevents poor performance. And as we always say, young people, socialization makes you educable, education makes you trainable, training makes you employable, and the right attitude makes you successful. Homework time, young people. And it just occurred to me that I needed to train the camera on our very special guest in the studio. You see me every day. Let me get out of the way. Our very special guest is author, producer, event manager Tony Fairweather, born in Clapham, the son of Jamaican parents. Where are your parents from originally?
Portland, Jamaica.
Oh, my mother's from Portland.
Up by Fairy Hill.
There you go. Very nice. So it's good to have you in studio. Listeners, Tony Fairweather is author of 28 pounds, 10 shillings, a Windrush story. So you started just before we took the commercial break, giving us some background to the Windrush and summing it up nicely. Please pick up from there.
Thank you. And again, in 1948, people decided to take up the invitation from the King of England to come to England.
Mm-hmm.
This started a mass wave of people coming from the Caribbean to England.
Mm-hmm.
And they called it the Windrush generation because the first notable ship was the Windrush ship.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the Windrush ship was used as a propaganda ship too, because if you research, you will find that's the only film they've got of the ship dockings and black people coming off the boat. It was very staged. They had Lord Kitchener singing "London is the place for me," and that was all very staged.
Yes, I've seen that.
A lady told me she was one of the ladies coming off. She was in her 90s, coming off the boat, and they said, "No, you're not doing it right. Get back up." And they had to come off smiling and looking because of propaganda. They didn't want black people to look hostile. They didn't want white people to fear us because there was a lot of fear before the boat docked. That we have come to take their wives and their jobs and their living and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
So the Windrush name was tagged onto that generation of immigrants called the Windrush generation. So anybody between 1948 and 1965 is Windrush generation.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the name came from.
Good. All right, so let's get to the title of the book now. 28 pounds, 10 shillings, a Windrush story.
Yes. Because I was thinking of a title and I thought, how much did they pay to get on the boat? 28 pounds, 10 shillings. I thought, there it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I just thought it sums it all up. It puts it in that shillings, brings you back to the 40s.
Mm-hmm.
28 pounds, everybody knows you can't pay 28 pounds to get on any boat today. So it had to be back in the day.
Yes.
And Windrush story puts it all in a neat bracket. It's a Windrush story.
Mm-hmm.
It's based on stories told to me by elders in my community.
That must have been quite something.
It was, and it started because I was talking to my mother about her time, because my mother's 96, about her time in London. And she explained to me all what happened here, but she didn't talk about the boat journey over or how she got the money. And she wasn't really wanting to talk about it. So I thought, let me go and speak to my aunties. And a little bit of rum, a little bit of Guinness punch, loosen up the lips a bit, and then no one's in the room. They started to talk. Yeah. And I started to talk to them, and then I went to the Ballymun Tooting Sports and Social Club, which is the oldest Caribbean club in England. They're 55 years old now. Mm. And I spoke to their members, and they were freely telling me their stuff after a few rare nephews. And I put the story together. Mm. And there's two sides of crossing. Some people had a really good time coming over. There was music, dancing, gambling. There's romance. Some people met their husbands on the journey over. Some met their wives on the. Some people had romance with the soldiers, both English and Caribbean. Mm-hmm. Remember, these are 20. The average age in there was 21, 22. Mm. That's the average age on that boat. They were young people, first time away from their island, their pastor, and their parents. The three main things. Onto a boat that no one knows them, so they can do what they want. So they were having a great time for some people, but for other people, it was a horrendous journey. They were seasick from the time they got on. It was after the war, so the food was very bad. It was powder food, ration food. Some of them, they overcrowded the ships, so some people sleep on the floor. One particular man, he was 97, said he slept in a lifeboat the whole way over. Oof. He just made it because he didn't want to sleep on the floor, so he got in the boat and he just made his camp there the whole 2 weeks. So
that was the duration of the
2 weeks and 2 days. Okay. But if you got on from way back from Trinidad, then it's nearly 4 weeks. Okay. Because it stopped at ports, stopped there. Each port they went to, by the way, gave them a barrel of rum. And the rum was free on the journey over. And that's a historical fact left off of this.
And to this day, if you travel to Jamaica, to and from Jamaica, you'd find people taking with them bottles of rum.
That's right. Yeah, it's a whole tradition there. So it's a story that's not being told, and I wanted to capture these stories. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, the people I spoke to, most of them have passed now, and they're with their ancestors. But their stories are in this book, and I've kept their confidence by not naming them, because when you're talking to someone who's in their 90s and they're a great grandmother, they don't want their children to know what they got up to when they were 21, 22. Some of the naughty things they got up to. Mm-hmm. So some woman spoke to me and said, but don't you ever use my real name? I said, no, ma'am, I would never do that. Mm-hmm. So there's some amazing stories in there.
But this is it now. How did you decide? Because having interviewed and engaged in discussion and talks and sessions with so many people, have you been able to narrow it down to just those who are included and those stories that are included?
Okay, the book is classified as historical fiction. Okay. So it's based on a truce. There was a cruise ship called the Windrush. It did leave in 1948. There's certain factual things that are historically fact. Mm-hmm. But the fiction part is what my imagination comes in. Okay. And that's why I mix the two together. So I said I didn't set out to write a book. I set out to keep notes. And then I went to Tobago. I was sitting on my friend's veranda, just looking at the palm trees and watching the goats go by. And I opened up my laptop and I Googled what route did the boat take? And I saw it and I thought, And I just started it's almost as if I could see you now. Characters started to come to me and I started to write. And throughout the book, that's how it's been. Characters have been coming to me to the point where one character called Chef would always argue with me. That's what I was going mad. I'm hearing voices now, yeah. But I was told by other authors, this is something that you learn to live with. But they don't talk about it because people think you're mad. I'll talk about it because it's a new experience for me. Mm-hmm. And she would say, I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have done that. And I literally scrapped 4 pages of the book and retyped them. And I was as if to say, well, is that all right, Nandy? So yes, Mom, that's my character. Mm-hmm. Because you get into characters and they have mannerisms about them. And what I loved, what I've managed to do with the book is that you get pulled into at least 5 of the characters that you will take under your wing and want to know what happened to them. And I have a favorite character called Lucretia who's in there. She's just pure country Jamaican.
Sounds like a name of the times.
That's Lucretia. Right. All the names are names of the time. Norma, they're all names of the time. And she lived in the countryside, and she came with her friend Norma to on the boat. But she grew up with pigs, wild goats, etc., and horny men who were after her. So she needed to get away. And her grandma said, "You better get out of it, or you're going to end up barefoot and pregnant." So everything comes out of the mouth is country. It's Jamaican, pure Jamaican. There's patois in the book, and there's a patois ABC at the back of the book, so people can learn what it means when we say guan and things like that. It explains it.
And clearly, this book, to use the expression, has been selling like hot bread, from what you told me.
Well, the first edition sold out in England last year. This is the special edition for Windrush year, which came out in March, and already it's in the top 100.
Remarkable.
Yes, I'm very proud of that. And your library here, I presented it to your National Library yesterday, which is a great honor for me to be able to know my books in your library for history. When I'm dead and gone, my book will still be there.
Yes,
that is a great honor. So thank you, Jamaica.
Yes,
thank you very
indeed.
much.
Well, so now have you been involved in any of the celebrations here in Jamaica?
Oh yes, I was at the service this morning.
Okay.
Fantastic service, and I listened to that. And I had a book launch on Sunday, hosted by Yvonne Wilkes O'Grady. He's been a great supporter of my tour. Also, I'm at the Calabash on Saturday.
Oh yes,
doing a reading there. That's the last thing I do, the Calabash. Then I go to Montego Bay to lay on the beach for 3 days.
Oh wow!
I deserve it. I've worked hard since I've been here. I've been on many programs and many interviews, so it's been a pleasure, though. And thank you, Jamaica, for it's nice to be home.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you here. So, since you've been hearing voices, are you likely to write some more?
I'm halfway through the second book.
Oh wow!
Oh yes, I continue the story because so many people said, but the book ends when the ship comes into Tilbury docks.
Can't leave it there.
You can't leave it there. What happened to this person? What happened to that person? That person got with that person. Where did they go to? Did that person get pregnant? Did that? All these
more questions than answers.
So I decided to pick it up. I picked it exactly up from where they leave the docks and they arrive at their address, and the characters are there. Some are scattered all over the place, and I've kept it going. And I'm going to include it in the things that happened, mix it with what happened in England during those times. You know, those were the days where you're a black man and you went to hire a room. On the door, it would say, "No blacks, no Irish, no dogs."
Ouch.
And if they saw you, they just close the door in your face. You know, and if you went to the shop, they put the money on the counter and say, they don't touch me, or you'll be served last in the shop. These things only didn't happen in America; they happened in Britain in the 40s and 50s, and that's why I call the Windrush generation pioneers, because they put up with things that you and I would never put up with. But they knew that they were there. There's nowhere else to go, so they have to stick it out. You know, that's maybe a shame in their eye, but they're not going back with nothing. So they're going to stay there and make a better life. And in doing that, things like the partner system was set up, which was like a black bank. Everybody knows what a partner is.
Oh, yes.
And
My mother did a lot of those.
And that's what helped black people buy houses. And that's why so many black people own properties in England, because no one would rent to us. So they had to buy a house and then rent out the rooms inside to pay the mortgage.
Wow.
And that's why we are such property owners.
Yes, indeed. This is great, though. How can those listening to us get their copy of 28 pounds 10 shillings, a Windrush story by Tony Fairweather?
You can get it online, obviously, from Amazon and all the platforms there. You can also get it from Stankster's Bookshop, and I'll be there on Friday at Hope Road, Stankster's, doing a book signing between 1 and 2 this Friday. If you want to come down and say hi and learn a bit more about how the Windrush people not only helped themselves in London, but also helped the economy of Jamaica. Because all that money they sent back helped to buy land, property, build houses in this country through the 40s, 50s, and 60s. That was Windrush money. And people don't talk about that side of it.
Well, we hope we get another opportunity to talk with you again pretty soon. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for your time.
Wonderful. Listeners, our very special guest, author, producer, event manager, Tony Fairweather. Born in Clapham, the son of Jamaican parents from Portland. Yes, and bringing our history to life in more ways than one.
Trying to.
Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's take another break and come back with more here on Both Sides of the Story.
Thank you, sir.
I thoroughly enjoyed that.
Thank you. Give me a pen. Let me sign this.
Oh, wow, please do.
You have a title for your land? Are you thinking about
How you
buying
spelling
or
your name?
selling land?
DER
How much is your property worth?
VAN
Tune into both sides of the story with Dervan
Malcolm.
Malcolm on Power 106 FM every last Tuesday at 2:30
MALCOLM.
for the MLA and
All right, because people always spell different ways.
Oh yes, I know. I know what that is like.
And then you say, I don't want that book to be spelled wrong. I'm stuck with a book that I can't do nothing with.
I love the signature too.
Thank you. Thank you. Enjoy. And yeah, when you read it, let me know.
Oh, definitely.
Give me a shout. Let me know that there's my card.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah, I didn't even talk about that, the Windrush collection. I collect artifacts from the 50s and 60s. It's a traveling exhibition.
Luckily, I mentioned it. I have a lot of work to do. Let me just wanted to mute this. ¿Qué hora es en español? Son las 5 menos 25. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 5 heures moins 25. 现在几点了？5点加25分。25 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Do you know where your children are? Are they where they're supposed to be? Doing what they're supposed to be doing? It's a good time to check up on the children. A good time for us to say good afternoon and welcome to our next guest, Mr. Pius Lacan, for the to tell us all about the Westmoreland Agricultural Show, Sunday the 28th at Manning's School. And Mr. Lacan is also a president of the Case Alumni Association. Mr. Lacan, good afternoon. How are you, sir?
Good afternoon, Brother Malcolm, and good afternoon to all your listeners. And once again, always appreciate a moment with you as we look at areas related to agricultural productivity and development. And I'm good, sir.
Right. So is this Westmoreland Agricultural Show put on by case or by the Association of Brand Societies of the JAS for Westmoreland?
It is being driven by the Westmoreland Association of Brand Societies, a component of the Jamaica Agricultural Society. And I am also a second vice president of that branch. So I am spearheading the planning for this event in this capacity. And of course, even as the president of the Case Alumni Association, we also invite many of the graduates and the affiliates based on their contribution to agriculture in Jamaica. And yes, it is Westmoreland Agricultural Show 2023 to be held at Manning School Sunday, May 28th.
Mm-hmm. And what can we expect, those of us who plan to attend the Westmoreland Agricultural Show on Sunday the 28th, is it?
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
And this show will be a unique show under the patronage of Custis Hadley Perrin. And there'll be several agricultural displays from the Westmoreland Association Brand Societies. We're going to have a major display put on by RADA. We're going to have our kiddies village, our farmers market, and of course many plants, and including ornamentals on sale. And there's a unique feature this year where we're going to have a health village driven by the Western Regional Health Authority, where they're going to be offering a suite of services, including from a team from the National Health Fund. They will be looking at education in terms of health and safety. So there are a number of activities that will be on show on that day, including entertainment. And the key component is that our theme, Grow Smart, Eat Smart, with the youth-driven agricultural breakthrough. So our focus is on youth in agriculture. We're going to have youth in agriculture competition. And because our focus is on youth in agriculture, children will be free, because we want to look at sustainable development in terms of the youth taking over in time. And for the adults, we're asking for a contribution of $1,000. Our special guest artists will be Yakta, major sponsors, Bamboo Bioproducts, Growers Choice, Icon Importers and Distributors Limited, sponsoring Chill Water, which will be the major water on location on that day. We have Jamaica National Bank, Adrian Lombardo, SDC, RADA, JCDC. So it's actually a family affair comprising of many stakeholders to make this event not only successful, but so that it can be become an annual event. In fact, the Chamber of Commerce and Industry will also play a critical component. The municipal corporation are also stakeholders on board, and of course, the Jamaica Constable Force are also partners. So it is a Westmoreland family putting on this agricultural show, which we haven't had for the past 10 years.
And you were impacted, like so many other events globally, weren't you, in terms of COVID-19?
Yes, we were.
So you were off for a couple of years, is that it?
Yes, in fact, our last agricultural show in the parish, even though it was before COVID, it was actually in 2013, when it was staged under the Westmoreland Parish Development Committee in collaboration with the Chamber of Commerce and Industry. So we haven't had a show for quite a while, and recognizing the economic contribution by agriculture and the fact that many other parishes are now staging the annual show, we think the time has come for Westmoreland to do so.
And this is part of the the run up to Denby, isn't it? All these agricultural shows.
Yes, it is indeed. So it is there we look at selections in terms of various categories for crop and livestock, because of course livestock will be on display, and it is the precursor to Denby Agricultural Show.
Mm-hmm. And it seems you've managed to get very good support, which is quite encouraging.
Yes, and it is something that is very, very crucial and important when it comes to those events, that we need several stakeholders on board. And when we started conceptualizing the agricultural show, we said, okay, let us speak with the municipal corporation. Let us speak to the health services. Let us speak with the Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Let us speak with the police force in terms of security. And say, let us make this event a family event. We know, of course, that JCDC will play a pivotal role in terms of entertainment. So yes, we're going to have local arts from the parish. And of course, rather than SDC with the local economic development program, and rather driving the processes in terms of agricultural services, will give us the composite that is required. And with our activities, letting our high schools and primary schools, because one of the objectives of this show is that the part proceeds in terms of net proceeds will go towards youth in agriculture programs in the parish. We are going to ensure that proceeds from this event will allow a student from Westmoreland to get a scholarship to attend the College of Agriculture, Science and Education. And we're going to also audit the various high school agricultural programs and primary schools to see what support as an organization we can provide for them.
Sounds like you have it all well planned, and that is good, and that should be good going forward. In the meantime, just by way of recap, as we get ready to wrap, for the benefit of those just tuning in or those who have missed the information, we always like to say the R in radio is for repetition. And they say repetition is the greatest form of pedagogy. So we're going to repeat the key pieces of information right now that people can start planning on. I mean, it's Wednesday, but you can still start to sort yourself out in terms of making sure you will be able to, do some of the washing from early that you normally save for later, or whatever your usual plans for the weekend. At least you know that the Westmoreland Agricultural Show is going to be on, and if you want to be there, then you make sure you put everything together and do what you need to do. Yes, go ahead. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a good time. 10 o'clock.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So and then we go way up till about 8 p.m. in the night. Well, the ending part is entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
But 10 o'clock, adult contribution 1,000, children free, and there will be something for all members of the family.
Definitely.
Sunday, May 28th at Manning School.
Looking forward to it, and I'm sure Althea will hear from you at some point to give her the details of how it would have gone. Thank you so much.
And yes, and thank you very much. And Power 106 will be bringing live broadcast during the formal program at 2 o'clock, and the official tour with the VIPs, including the Minister of State, Minister of Agriculture, the Custos, and Mayor, starts at about 12 p.m. And thank you, and looking forward for the support of all persons affiliated directly and indirectly to agriculture.
I love your energy. You're spot on. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you at the Westmoreland Agricultural Show.
Great.
Take care.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:46 on Power 106.
Tune in every Thursday at 3:30 p.m. for Your Legal Corner with Dana Walker Huntington, during both sides of the story with Dervan Malcolm on Power 106 FM. It's your source of information regarding U.S. immigration matters, combined with Power 106 FM's pioneer of diaspora broadcasting. Call in with your U.S. immigration queries and concerns on 876-922-41125 or send a text or WhatsApp message to 876-279-8598 and get the answers you need for your U.S. immigration questions. That's Your Legal Corner with Dana Walker Huntington, Thursdays at 3:30 p.m. during both sides of the story with Dervan Malcolm, only on Power 106 FM.
For no equal opportunity. Talking about my freedom, people freedom and liberty.
Y ahora es en español, son las 5:13. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 5:13. 现在几点了？5点加13分。13 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Good afternoon to all working Jamaicans tuned in to both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. It's a good time for us to ask ourselves, how productive have we been today? How productive have we been today? Good afternoon to Jessica. Thanks for your afternoon greetings. Good vibes, she says. Thank you. Take care. Hello once again to Albert in Coconut Creek, Florida, still tuned in, watching and listening. Lady Joan, oh, today's Bermuda Day, isn't it? Yes. I mentioned, let me see. Oh, there's a change. Joan Richardson in Bermuda says, hello, Sir D. Bermuda Day is now observed on the last Friday in May. All right, we need to make a note of that so we don't miss it. But we did mention it already. But you are right. It has been shifted, so it's now observed. Bermuda Day is now observed on the last Friday in May, and it's actually been a while. Changed about 4 years, says Lady Joan in Bermuda, and yeah, she did tell me. She says, "I told you, but you forgot." Yes, you did. You did tell me. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Joan in Bermuda. Hello to your husband, Willard, your daughter, Roxy, and your granddaughter, Amira. Albert in Coconut Creek, Florida says thanks. What's happening over on YouTube? Charles James says, Dervan, only senior citizens are issued passbooks. And understandably so. The eponymous Paul Miles Foundation, represented by the man himself. Good afternoon, Paul Miles. Good to have you on board. Always good to have you join us here on the Jamaican, program, both sides of the story, here on Power 106 FM. And we are grateful to Tony Fairweather for another one to add to the collection. £28, 10 shillings. A Windrush story, a very important book, says Baroness Floella Benjamin. Those weeks on the Empire Windrush ultimately gave life and hope for future generations to build and achieve their dreams. On behalf of us all, we thank them for being the original trailblazers. The words there of Orrin Lewis, OBE, and Beverly DeGale, OBE, co-founders of the African Caribbean Leukemia Trust. A wonderfully written story of a generation and happy and sad times spent together on their journey to England. Junior Giscombe, singer, songwriter, and producer. Rudolph Walker, CBE, OBE, actor, says a book telling the stories of the Windrush generation is vital not only for this generation, but for generations to come. Dr. Ernie of Radio Super Jam says, from the docks in the Caribbean to Tilbury docks in the UK, that journey is yet another chapter in the untold stories of a Windrush generation. Great read, says Daddy Ernie of Radio Super Jam. Carol Thompson, singer, songwriter, and producer, says, what a wonderful story of a generation who brought an exuberant and pioneering spirit to the British shores. And finally, or for the time being, an essential addition to the history of those who made the post-war journey from the Caribbean to the mother country, to those that followed and their descendants. It is maybe through fiction that we can get the fullest understanding of the motivations, lives, loves, and betrayal felt by so many. For those that faced and still face hostility and continuing institutionalized racism, writes Tim Odell of Brixton Library. And we are told at the start of this book, names, characters, places, and incidents are the products of the author's imagination or are used fictitiously to build a believable historical world. Any resemblance to actual events, locales, or persons, living or dead, is entirely coincidental. All songs, names, and words in this novel, unless stated below, are the sole rights of the author. The language used in this book is of its time. Some people may find it offensive, and so did the people at whom it was directed. A glossary at the end of the book may help those readers unfamiliar with some of the terms used. If you want to take a look at the book, at least the cover, so that when you're ready to get yours, you know what to look for. There it is. Tony Fairweather's £28, 10 shillings, a Windrush story. How about that? How about that? There we go. And on the back cover, published to coincide with Windrush 75th anniversary. After World War II, Great Britain was on her knees, so the call went out to the British Empire for volunteers to help rebuild the mother country. Young men and women from different Caribbean islands were quick to respond, paying the considerable sum of £28, 10 shillings, to board HMT Empire Windrush, the ship of dreams that would take them to their new lives. A wonderful homage to the brave, hopeful, and resilient spirit of the Windrush generation, says Brenda Emanos, OBE. £28, 10 shillings is a treat, writes Yvonne Wilkes O'Grady of the R.G. Arglina Media Group. Touching, sincere, and hilarious, says Rachel, author of Iced. A powerful, moving tribute, says Tim Odell of Brixton Library. And Dr. Paulette Randall, MBE, theater and television director, says, filled with joy, laughter, suspense, and page-turning drama. Get your copy, available at Amazon and leading bookstores across the world. £28, 10 shillings. Get your copy today. There we go. Can we thank you once again for the privilege of serving you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story, for today, Wednesday, the 24th of May, 2023. The moving finger writes, and having writ moves on, nor all your piety nor wit shall lure it back to cancel half a line, nor all your tears wash out a word of it. All things being well, Both Sides of the Story returns tomorrow afternoon, 2 to 5. Jesse Blake will be doing duties. while we'll be doing other duties having to do with the Windrush 75th anniversary and related matters. A panel discussion, public forum, featuring some key participants. And we wish you well. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And we'll see you, all things being well, on Friday. Take care.
Babylon.